Welcome back to Good Morning San Diego. The nonprofit HomeStart has a new CEO, and joining us to talk about the work and his new post is Joe Buehrle, CEO of HomeStart. Joe, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
So tell us, for people who aren't familiar with HomeStart, talk to us a little bit about what HomeStart does.
Will do. Yeah, I'm on day 9, so I'll do the best that I can. But HomeStart has been around for over 53 years, really working with a lot of San Diego region's most vulnerable families, really thinking about how we can support in a meaningful, kind of strengths-driven way. And that really comes through really thinking in terms of how do we create safe, stable, and nurturing home environments for the region's most vulnerable.
And so what does that entail when you're talking about making sure that that happens? Tell me about some of the things specifically that you guys do.
Yeah, great question. It's a range of things related to the home and HomeStart, coming from home visiting, parent educators going out, spending time in young parents' homes, helping them with child development, maternal health, mental health support. You know, as a lot of us who have been parents know, the difficulties of those early days, months, and years. Yeah. That team just had a graduation of over 50 3-year-olds. And you picture them in their little cap and gowns, kind of moving through that program with their parents. So that's on one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, working with vulnerable folks who are housing insecure, helping them. We even have staff and teams on the street working in collaboration with the police department, talking to folks, helping them find out what they need, what their barriers are, and getting them directly placed into housing. So it's really about breaking those kind of cycles of trauma and family violence and things that kind of get in the way of really folks living the life that they want to live.
Yeah, being able to have the opportunity to be in a home, stay in a home, and giving them the resources that are needed to be successful at that. And so what drew you to this organization? Why did you want to get involved and be a part of this?
Yeah, my background is social work. I started over 20 years ago myself as a home visitor. Going into families' homes and having conversations with foster youth, all developmentally disabled adults and folks kind of having kind of mental health challenges, and figuring out what does it look like to be successful? How can I as a social worker support you? And really it showed me that we're all the same. Even though people kind of presented differently or looked differently than me, I realized that all of these kind of stereotypes and these kind of unconscious biases that we have in society, or that were maybe in my little Midwest bubble that I was raised in, all kind of started to break down. And people started to remind me of my cousins, my aunts, and my uncles. And it really drove me to kind of be anchored in this core belief that when we're making lasting change, that we need to do that with people and for people. And whether it's an individual, a family, a community, HomeStart is on the front lines of that work, and so that's why I'm kind of driven and passionate and excited to be here in this new chapter of my career.
Yeah, and of course I'm sure that you have a number of priorities as you're kind of delving in here and having the opportunity to make that direct impact. But how can our viewers, how can they get involved in the organization? What are you guys looking for when you're talking to the public and when they're looking at the situation and say, hey, I want to help?
Yeah, I mean, in these unprecedented times with all the challenges of cost of living, and obviously we know, especially in San Diego, housing, I believe it's really anchored in collaboration, that there isn't one organization, one person, or even one sector that is going to solve the most difficult challenges of our time. And so it's going to take all of us. And so really kind of championing collaboration. And so if there's ways that folks want to get involved, it could be anything from, we have a robust volunteering program, a great team that connects individuals or corporations looking for team building or different opportunities on how they can give back and get involved, all the way to, we have some signature events coming up in October. We have our kind of Hallo-Wine social, like sips and tastes from all around San Diego, where folks can kind of support and hear more about the organization that way. And then even in the near future, we're all having fun enjoying the summer. Very soon we're going to be thinking about back to school,
Yeah.
back to school clothes, school supplies. And so we have an initiative right now where folks can partner with Home Start and really help some of these most vulnerable families think about this question that they'll have about, am I going to put food on the table, or am I going to give my little one everything they need to be successful at school? And so all those wonderful ways to get involved with Home Start are located on our website. So.
Okay. Well, Joe Buehrle, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you letting us know a little bit more about Home Start and how people can get involved. I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much for having me.